Score more touchdowns with this 6-play red zone scheme. Coming up next. Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTuber that actually gives you full games of all the tips and schemes that post to my channel. I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Alright, so guys, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also, that notification icon so you can get my daily uploads. Alright, so guys, I want to talk about a red zone scheme that I've been using while I'm using this Buffalo Bills playbook. This is probably the first time that I've actually went ahead and built something, a red zone scheme out right away before I jumped into any of my other formations. And it is the difference between winning and losing in Madden is being able to effectively, with confidence, pound the ball into the end zone. All right, so we're going to be taking a look at a formation called gun wing tight. Now, you could use the gun wing stack too. Essentially, it's kind of the same setup. The only difference is that you've got 3 tight ends opposed to 2, and you have a tight end that's on a line. Now, what I like about this particular scheme is that it's got a lot of unique passing plays, and there actually is a little glitch in this particular this playbook, and actually a passing glitch that I want to show you guys against people that like to use a lot of cover 2 coverage down in the red zone. So I want to show this to you, where you can get some cheap, easy touchdowns. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this now. Basically, we're going to be taking a look at a couple different plays. Now, our audibles are the following: stick and nod vertical, which is one of our audibles. It's a great play to go ahead and use. The other audibles is going to be the slant Y stick and then the play action doubles post. These are all very effective against most of the coverages that you're going to see down in the red zone. And then obviously you have inside zone as one of your running plays. Now, out of the huddle, I'm probably going to call either one of these 3 different plays right here, either the 0-1 trap or the power O, or maybe Ohio spacing, depending if it's a second or third down, if I feel like I just need to be able to pass it in. But I want to try to establish the run against my opponent, so I'm either going to do this power O or the 0-1 trap. So we're going to just jump into these plays really quick. Now, down in the red zone, a lot of people play a lot of zone coverages, and what's cool about a power O is that 5 yards out, 2 yards out, you basically, what you're going to do is you're going to look where the double team is at, and then just follow your blockers right there. So even if you go ahead and use power O as just one of your base runs, if you even don't get the ball into the red zone, if you're on the first call or first play, that's fine. You're just trying to establish the run. You're trying to make the threat of a run, so it's going to open up basically everything else, especially considering that we have a couple of play action plays we're going to go ahead and use. Now, you also can go ahead and jump into an inside zone, and in this type of situation, that's probably where you want to go with it. So an inside zone, if you see that the box is stacked a little bit more off to the left-hand side, you get the double teams and be able to go and kick it in. So I could sit here and just grind out run plays against my opponent, but I don't really want to do that. I'm more excited about the pass plays because of some of the freaky little plays that you can get. So 0-1 trap, similar to the power O. The only difference is that you've got basically the center pulling for you, but this is just a good play to go and jump into. So let's go ahead and go into Ohio spacing, and then we're going to go from here. Now, another thing I want to do is that when this play comes out, I want you to notice that your number 1 tight end is actually going to be on the wing. He's going to be basically on the wing, and I want to put my best tight end in the inside position where number 82 is. I want to go and put number 85. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our right stick and just flip it a couple times until we get tight end flip, and then we're going to put our best tight end in that position right there, because he's going to be doing a route that's going to be very important for us to be able to go ahead and hit our opponent up for some big yards. Now, against cover 2, what's cool about this particular play is this wing route by the running back, and I want to show you an animation with this particular route that's against cover 2. So a lot of people use a lot of cover 2 unless it's hard flats. What's going to happen is that running back route is going to be naked near the end zone. Now, this is perfect for the 2-yard line. I want to show you this in instant replay. For some reason, with cover 2, unless it's a hard flat cover 2, which is very probable they're going to do, your opponent is going to run it. But watch this guy. He's supposed to play the side run, right? He's supposed to play the sideline. He doesn't. He doesn't go to the sideline at all, and neither does this guy. He actually lets the running back get out to the wing. And if you have a good completion, a good throw by a quarterback, obviously you can see right there, that should have been in there. If I wait a little bit longer, what's going to happen is this guy will actually get into the red zone. So let's go and see if anybody falls out. Nope. and you can see right here, I'm getting it right down on the pylon. So I'm going to watch off to the right, and watch. See what happens is that defender actually goes ahead and gives me the pylon to go and jump in there. So it's just a really glitchy type of situation. Now, when I'm running this play, if I'm running against cover 2, then I'll try to go and hit the running back route. But I'm looking right here at that route, and then I'm going to go ahead and dump it down to the running back off to the right-hand side. Now, here's the funny thing with this. You would think that if the hash is off to the left opposed to the right, you would think that it would actually work correctly. But that's not the case. If you put it off to the right-hand side, the defender actually goes ahead and still plays Thomas and that little spot route, and he gives me an opportunity to go and get it into the red zone. And you can see I'm just falling right into the red zone with that running back route. Now, I've tried different types of ways to go ahead and run this particular play, and I tried doing wheels and stuff like that, and it just doesn't react perfectly. Now, this is not the whole scheme. I just want to be very frank with you. I'm not going to basically go ahead and look at this is basically the only play I'm going to go ahead and look at. I'm going to go ahead and look at other different types of plays too. But this, if you take the ball and you put it on the other hash, what's going to happen is you would think that naturally it's going to be even more wide open, but now on the other hash they play that running back route on the backhand side. So it's just a little bit weird. It's just kind of a little bit of a glitchy play, and if you've got a good catching running back, you can definitely get your opponent off guard with it. And what happens is if I'm off to the left-hand side, what's going to do is it's going to stretch the field off to the right, and usually that spot route by the tight end is going to get wide open for some particular reason. So depending on where you're going to go with the field is going to be an area that you're going to run against cover 2. Now let's go ahead and center the ball. We're going to center the ball and put it here, right here on the 5-yard line. And we're going to take a look at the next play. Now, slant Y stick is another good play to go ahead and use against your opponent. Another thing we could do right here is we could take Thomas, our tight end number 2, tight end number 3, and put him on a slant. And a lot of times what's going to happen is he's going to be wide open on the backhand side that you can go and hit. But this slant route by the back wide receiver, Leary's route actually pulls defenders down, and a lot of times what's going to happen is this route will be naked on the back end side. So what's cool about this is that you can attack your opponent in 2 different areas of the field with a quick, and you're running it, you're just quick snapping your opponent, and he's going to have a hard time going ahead and stopping that. So he runs cover 2, he's going to definitely get eaten up by these plays. Now, the other play we're going to take a look at is going to be the stick and nod vertical, and basically this route by Clay is a money route that you can hit against your opponent. Also, what I like to do is O'Leary's route is a little bit glitchy. I like the smart route. You see he's got this kind of weird angle. A lot of times he'll actually get wide open. So I smart route that route, and he actually goes in the back of the end zone in a weird position. And on the backhand side, where Benjamin's at, I put him on a whip route just to go ahead and take that corner, put him on a little island. So one of the little areas I want to go ahead and try to attack is this back area with the stick and nod. You want to go ahead and try to hit this particular route. You want to high possession pass it. And what's going to happen is you should get animation on the backhand side of that. Now, if you can run this play for a 2-point conversion, but it just doesn't work as well unless you have a little bit more depth. So I like to do a high pass lead, and then just go ahead and do that. Now look at the animation too. The quarterback actually fakes a throw with the animation with this particular play, the stick and nod. So he actually fakes, and now you can go and you can attack them. So it's faking out the animation on the back end side. Another area of the field that you can attack your opponent with this particular play is this back area right here with O'Leary. And as you can see, he gets naked too. You can hit this area too against cover 2. So it's going to basically go ahead and put your opponent where he doesn't know what area of the field he's going to hit you with. You're pretty much dictating where you're going to go and hit him at, because you can see the defenders just don't play either one of those 2 inside routes with the stick and nod. It's such an easy play to go ahead and run. Now another play we can go ahead and use against your opponent too is this with which is basically the the play action double post. What I like to do is I like to take Clay and put him on a drag route, and then all I'm going to do is just go ahead and hit a Leary on the back area of the red zone. He should be wide open right in front of the post right there. So you're hitting the back end of the end zones. You've got these areas you're hitting off to the right and the left. It's very, very difficult to stop all of these different zones against cover 2. So this is really, really good against people that run a lot of cover 2. They're going to have to manually take away all these different routes against your opponent if you start seeing them do that. So let's go ahead and run this against cover 3 and see how we make our reads from there. Alright, so against cover 3, basically you're going to be looking for the middle of the field with cover 3. That's going to be the first place you're going to look at. You want to take that quick little shot unless he's playing underneath coverage. And you can see right here it's just easy completions that you can be able to get against your opponent with cover 3. You're just going to take a look at that tight end route. Good possibility that your opponent is going to be running, you could do a low pass lead too with this particular route against cover 3. But now on the backhand side, do you have the same kind of animation that you do? Yeah, kind of. You still have pretty much the same type of animation with the running back. So you have to wait for the defenders to actually pull in with that little hitch route, and then if you go ahead and just turn it up, it seems like I'm not stretching the ball far enough, but this is just it's just a little bit glitchy. Now as you can see, the defender actually came out, so I'm just going to do a low pass lead down to the hitch route. So this is actually really cool to do that. Now if your opponent's using a lot of cover 3 down in the red zone, my recommendation is to stay out of this particular play, which is going to be the slants-wise stick. And the reason why is the defenders are actually going to go ahead and play a lot of those routes. So you might want to just go ahead and take off your quarterback. If you have a mobile quarterback like Trod Taylor, that might be the option that you can go ahead and do to be able to get the ball into the red zone. But I wouldn't jump into this play down in the red zone. Now, stick and nod. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Once again, you've got that route. That stick and nod route is going to be money down in the red zone. You're going to be able to get your hands on the ball and make a play. So that's going to be an area that you want to go and look at. So let's see here. And you see just right there, actually, he's just getting into a unique zone. And it doesn't make a difference if there's a defender in the area. You can pretty much force that ball in there. Now on the backside, once again, this route on the backside too. So I'm really going to spam the stick and nod verticals. That's going to be the area of the field I'm going to go ahead and hit. Against cover 3, let's just go ahead and see how this works. Probably not going to be the best play to go ahead and use against your opponent down there, because if he has a 3-high shell playing in the middle field, this route might actually get gobbled up. So once again, let's see this. As you can see right there, the defender's in the area. So I would go ahead, I would spam the stick and nod verticals. That's going to be one of the plays that's going to basically give you a lot of opportunities in the red zone. If you really want confidence, go with that down in the red zone. Now, what about cover 4? Cover 4 is going to basically get exposed with that little hitch route with the Ohio spacing. Once again, that's going to be the area that you want to go ahead and attack your opponent with. You can see the defenders just clear out, so he's going to have to use or defend that. What about the wheel route, the wing route? Those areas actually get taken out, so they actually the defenders actually play the halfback wing. So you want to go ahead and make your check on the little hitch route on the back and side. So now you can see that's an area that you can pop your opponent with down to the red zone. What about the slants-wise stick? Slants-wise stick, you could probably go and squeeze that. I'd probably do a low pass lead to make sure that the defender doesn't get in the area. But cover 4 might be, it might be an area of the field that you might want to, it might actually get hit. So let's go ahead and see if we don't get a tip at the line. And you can just do a low pass lead to stay in front of those safeties. So you can definitely hit that play too. Now, if you guys doing cover 4, let's go ahead and set up this stick nod verticals play. And this is where cover 4 is going to take this away, because the defenders are actually going to go and play that. So you want to go ahead and try doing the other play So we're going to go ahead and see if we can hit this route, and that route gets defended too. So now you run into a situation where sticking on is not going to work very well against these safeties. But right here is when you can hit your opponent with a little whip route, because the safeties have to play deep. So that's that's another area of the field that you can attack your opponent with. What about the double post? That will be wide open. You'll be able to go and get that route right in the middle against a cover 2 or cover 4 spammer. So if you got a guy that spams a lot of cover 4, this is probably going to be the play that you want to jump into. You can see the middle of the field is wide open if he jumps into cover 4, because the safeties just don't play that route. All right, so guys, once again, this is going to be my red zone scheme. It's all about basically providing yourself an opportunity to go and attack your opponent with the run. And basically what you're going to have is other ways to attack your opponent with the pass. And you can a lot of people use a lot of cover 2 down in the red zone. This is basically going to destroy cover 2. So to my subscribers, my Patreon members, thank you once again for your support, guys. I hope you picked up from this. Make sure you hit the like button if you like these type of tips, and until next time.